Look, I'm going to be real with you. This story starts the night I laughed, out loud, at my own husband because his salary couldn't cover my Botox. I didn't mean to laugh, or maybe I did, but the sound that came out of my mouth was sharp and glassy, like champagne flutes clinking at someone else's anniversary. We were standing in the marble kitchen we'd renovated with his promotion bonus, and I was holding the quote from Dr. Leclerc's office, 850 every 3 months to keep the 11s between my brows from reappearing. Babe, I said, waving the paper, your take-home barely clears $4,000 after taxes. One of us has to stay pretty, and spoiler alert, it isn't going to be you. I thought I was teasing. That's what I told myself. I thought he'd laugh too, toss back some self-deprecating joke about his own crow's feet, and we'd move on to pouring the Sansera. Instead, the color drained from his face, not anger, something colder. He looked like he'd opened the fridge and found the milk had spoiled in a brand new carton. You're right, he said, voice flat. One of us does have to stay pretty. Then he left the room. No slammed doors, no dramatic exit, just the soft click of his laptop closing upstairs. I should have followed him. I should have apologized. Instead, I posted a boomerang to my close friend's story, me puckering duck lips at the camera, captioned, when your husband's salary can't even cover your neurotoxin married life. The replies rolled in the crying laughing emojis, the he's lucky to have you comments, the gif of Kris Jenner sipping tea. Social validation, warm and instant. I fell asleep scrolling. Chapter 2. 3 days later, an alert popped up on my phone, transfer from Michael A. 925,00. No note, no text, just the amount. Exactly half of the Botox quote. I laughed again, this time triumphant. I screenshotted it, sent it to my best friend Sid with the message, see, he gets it. He just needed a minute. Sid replied with a single eye roll emoji. Girl, you sure this is a win? Of course it was. Mike had drawn a boundary around his pride and then immediately stepped over it for me. That was love, right? Love was letting me win. That night I booked my appointment with Leclerc. While I was scheduling, Mike texted, working late. Don't wait up. I didn't think anything of it. He'd been pulling overtime ever since the promotion, something about a mission-critical rollout. I'd already planned to meet my sister Liv for drinks after my injections anyway. Chapter 3. The next morning, I woke up to an empty bed and a post-it on his pillow, we need to talk. Tonight, 8 p.m. sharp. I rolled my eyes, so dramatic. Probably wanted to negotiate a budget again, like that ever worked. I peeled the note off, stuck it to the mirror, and took a selfie, forehead gloriously frozen, eyebrows arching like perfect circumflexes. I captioned it, post-Botox bliss. Can't move my face, can't move my heart. Likes 312. Comments, stun, goals, and one from Liv. Mike okay. He seemed off last night. I typed back, he's fine, just needs to lighten up. Chapter 4. 8 p.m. arrived with Mike in the living room, no laptop, no work bag, just a single manila envelope on the coffee table between us. He looked different, shower damp hair, but his shoulders were back, chin high. The milk spoil expression was gone, replaced by something steelier. I filed today, he said. I blinked. Filed what? Your taxes. We have an accountant, divorce papers. The word landed like a dropped tray of cutlery. I actually glanced around to see if someone else had walked in and said it. You're joking. He slid the envelope across the table. You'll be served tomorrow. I transferred half the Botox money because I'm not a monster. But I'm also done being the punchline of your Instagram stories. I laughed, nervous habit. The sound cracked. Mike, come on. One joke, one stupid joke, and you, it wasn't one joke. He ticked off on his fingers. Last month you posted a photo of my paycheck stub with the caption, Pav, you married for love and got a teacher's salary. 2 months ago you went live while I was on a Zoom call, yelling, tell them why we can't afford a honeymoon redo, babe. Last week you made a TikTok ranking my friends by earning potential. I'm tired, Jess. I'm tired of being your prop. I opened my mouth, closed it. My forehead was too tight to frown properly. But everybody roasts their spouse online. It's relatable, maybe, but I asked you to stop. 4 times, privately, you said I was killing the vibe. I remembered those conversations vaguely. They felt like interruptions, like he was breaking character in our shared sitcom. I reached for his hand. Okay, I hear you. Let's go to therapy. I'll delete the posts. He stood. Too late. I already accepted the Seattle transfer. I leave in 2 weeks. You can keep the apartment. I'll cover the mortgage through the end of the lease. After that, we split everything down the middle. Seattle. The promotion he'd turned down last year because I'd said, I'm not moving to the land of flannel and depression, babe. My skin needs sun. You turned it down for me, I whispered. I turned it down for us, but there is no us anymore. There's just you and your audience. Chapter 5. I didn't believe him until the server rang the doorbell Tuesday morning. The papers were crisp, clinical, irretrievable breakdown, irreconcilable differences. I called Sid sobbing. She showed up with cold brew and sympathy, scrolling through my feed as I ugly cried into her shoulder. Okay, she said gently, I'm going to say something as your friend and not your hype woman. You've kind of been awful. I jerked back. Whose side are you on? Yours, which is why I'm telling you the truth. Look. She turned her phone to me, screenshots of my own stories, but annotated with the crying laughing emojis removed, the captions stripped bare. Just me, publicly humiliating the man who once carried my shoes when my feet hurt at our wedding. I felt the first twist of something that wasn't self-righteous anger. It felt like shame. Chapter 6. Mike moved into the corporate housing the next week. I posted a carousel of me reclaiming my space, boxed his books, donated his college t-shirts, turned his office into a beauty vlogging corner. The comments were fire emojis and king slay. I told myself I was thriving. Then the algorithm turned. A mutual friend, okay, fine. Mike's lab partner from grad school shared my divorce announcement, yes. I'd made a reel set to Olivia Rodrigo to a Facebook group for men's mental health. Caption: this is why we don't speak up. We're mocked for earning less, then punished when we leave. The pylon was swift. Screenshots of my old posts circulated. Hashtags like financial abuse and toxic femininity trended. Strangers DM'd me death threats. Brands I'd partnered with for Botox giveaways quietly ghosted. I went private, deleted the worst posts. But the internet never forgets, and the internet never forgives. Chapter 7. Liv stopped answering my FaceTimes. Sid left me on read. My mom, who'd always defended my sass, sent a single text: you're not the victim here, Jessica. Grow up. I found myself alone in the apartment, the marble kitchen mocking me with its reflection of my swollen, over-filtered face. The Botox had worn off, the 11s were back, deeper now. I drafted an apology video raw, no makeup. I started with, I messed up, then immediately added, but I was raised in a culture that told me my worth was my beauty, and I deleted it. Started over, deleted again. Eventually I drove to Mike's new place. Not the corporate housing he'd already moved into, a studio downtown, all clean lines and no memories. I buzzed. He opened the door in sweats and glasses, hair longer. He looked peaceful. I'm sorry, I blurted. I was cruel. I didn't see you as a person, just background. He nodded, waited. I miss you. He sighed. I miss who I thought you were. But that guy's gone, Jess. And I think the woman he loved is too. I wanted to argue, to say people change, that I could be better. But I'd spent years performing growth instead of doing the work. Chapter 8. The divorce finalized on a Tuesday. I wore oversized sunglasses to court. Mike wore the same calm expression. We divided assets. I kept the apartment but couldn't afford it alone. I sublet, moved back in with my mom, took a job at the med spa front desk, 20-employee discount on injectables, irony noted. Mike, he got the Seattle promotion. Instagram says he's dating someone, an environmental engineer who posts photos of tide pools and never his face. They look happy. I scroll sometimes, then hate myself for scrolling. Epilogue. Last week I ran into Sid at Target. She was polite, asked how I was doing. I told her I started therapy, real therapy, not the tell me I'm right kind. That's good, she said. You know Mike. Getting married, right? I swallowed. Yeah, I saw. She hesitated. They're registered at REI Camping Gear. He always hated camping with you. I laughed, this time small, self-aware, because I complained about dirt under my nails. Sid gave me a sad smile. You were so afraid of wrinkles, you missed the laugh lines that matter. She walked away, cart full of diapers and discount wine. I stood in the aisle, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, and for the first time felt the full weight of what I'd traded for a frozen face. So yeah, I laughed that his salary couldn't cover my Botox. He transferred half. Then he filed for divorce, and I slowly, painfully started learning to live with the expressions I was born with.